Tahira, when you and I chatted before, you told me that your faith played a very key role in your battle with breast cancer. Can you tell us about that?
Well, so none of us expected cancer to happen our way, right? It's a shocker. It's the biggest shock of our lives. And so when I went to the doctor, from being under a 2% chance of contracting the disease after my ultrasound, I went up to a 30% after my mammogram. I went up to a 75% after my MRI and a 95% chance of contracting the disease after the biopsy. Such a promotion you kind of expect at your workplace, but here I was. But there was just not one predictable route that I didn't take that predictable route of questioning or doubting that why did it happen to me? Why did it at all happen to me? And this I attribute to my practice, my faith. I was hearing Luke saying a lot about it, about love and faith, and it really has a huge role to play in all our lives. And in my practice I practice Nichiren's Buddhism. So they say that if at all an obstacle has come your way, an impediment has come your way, it's for you to defeat it. It's for you to come out of it and come out victorious. Each one of us has our own fundamental darkness. That could be, each one of us are dealing with our own stuff, This could be depression, anxiety, stress, anger, envy. We all are dealing with something or the other. When such an obstacle or situation comes, it just gives us a chance to overcome it. Once we do that, we undergo something which is known as human revolution. We are not the same person anymore. We have expanded our vessel. We have tapped into some inherent potential which we weren't tapping into earlier. We have become a better version of ourselves. And that's victory. So my mentor, it's Mr. Daisaku Ikeda, he says, to do what I can is normal. To go beyond my ability is a challenge. But where my ability ends, my faith begins. So wherever we have faith, it should start from within us. We need to have faith in ourselves. And so when this news came to me and that I was detected with DCIS, which is called ductal carcinoma in situ, it was really aggressive, and we had to undergo a mastectomy, and there was a reconstruction of the breast also in the same surgery. So my parents were really, really anxious. My husband, my children, of course, they have no clue. They think that Mama sirf 2 stitches lagwa ke aayi hai hospital se. That's what I told them. And somehow my practice gave me, I was in such a high life state that once I was out of the surgery, I said, since doctor, you've used the back tissues to reconstruct my breast, do you think I can do chin-ups in the gym using my breasts now? So they thought I've lost the plot. Mujhe sadma lag gaya dimago. So, but I maintained my sort of sense of humor. They really thought it was a traumatic phase, so they were testing 5 din ho gaye, 6 din ho gaye, but that's how it was. But that's where it comes from, the practice, because I knew that I have to beat it. I am not giving myself any other chance. That the only reason it has come to me is for me to look into it, to feel, to see how can I better myself. So I compare it to, so how I grew up was I used to play video games, and I don't know how many of us have played Mario and Contra. Yeah. So by the end of each stage, there's a monster waiting for you. At times you fail, but after 2-3 attempts, or even more or less, you somehow slay the demon, and you go on to the next stage, which is even far more interesting. It has got more characteristics, more features. It's a beautiful world. It's a better stage. Plus, you have more powers. But does that mean there's not going to be a demon at the end of the second stage? No. He's still going to be there, but then you are also empowered enough to deal with it, to slay him, and go on to the next stage. So, yeah. So that's how I took this. I knew that, and my work really, really gave me so much of happiness. My producers, one of the associate producers is sitting in the audience too. So, Shruti, So they asked me, do you want to should we like push the movie? This is my first film that I have written and I was going to direct. I'm still going to do it. So they said, should we push it? I said, no, please don't do that. And I was like, I'll endure. Let's see what happens. So Monday to Friday, I used to be working. And Saturday was my chemo. I sort of kept it on a Saturday because weekend I could take off. Sunday, I used to get my first shot because my WBCs would fall, as we know, after chemo. And it got a little bad. So on Monday also, I used to get my shot. But at times, I used to get the shot at the office and I used to be back at work. I did not miss a single day at work. And that's what kept me going. So I'm so grateful that I had something which I was passionate about, like you. You wrote, and that I think that gave you a new lease of life. There's an extra motivation to probably just push yourself. Yeah, and talking about push, there were many days. You know, chemo and its side effects, it's not easy. Some of us have endured it, some of us are enduring it, and some of us are in a very serious stage also. But when I was sort of having those side effects, and I felt like this is it, I can't move an inch. I used to just push myself and pick up my phone to motivate and encourage one life. I was like, let me make this one call, encourage that person, ask him or her, how is she doing? Are you feeling loved? Are you okay? Are you meeting your goals? Are you doing well in life? And I used to feel better. My life state became stronger. It's all about connectivity, like you said. So I strongly believe.